It's a pretty difficult situation for them to handle because I don't think something like this has ever been done before, where a breach of COVID regulations, it's in such a high-profile situation, is now being investigated by means of questionnaires, which are partly based, of course, on some of the investigation done by the civil servant Sue Gray. So the bottom line is, I think they're going to be very carefully gathering together not only what Sue Gray has said, but also what they've got from these various pro formas, and then deciding if they need to go back and test any of that stuff on those pro formas before they take further action. Because what they're doing really is following a standard investigative process, which is where you get the person that you wish to gather some evidence from to say something, to fill in a pro forma, and then you start to look at that, unpick it, test it, and see what the veracity of that is, or if it helps clarify matters. So I don't think we're going to get anything anytime soon.
How, since the investigation was actually launched by Cressida Dick, how will her resignation affect it? In any way at all?
Well, I mean, the bottom line on it is, whatever we said, this is a highly politically charged investigation. However, she delegated the authority for that down to a commander officer who is 5 levels below her, 4 or 5 levels below her, but a person of significant seniority, equivalent to an assistant chief constable, who would normally perhaps be in charge of thousands. That person will do what they judge to be correct, and then in consultation, I suspect, with Crown Prosecution special caseworkers, decide if there is a case that justifies issuing fixed penalty notices, because it's so highly charged. I think there's going to be a challenge about whether an individual police officer would want to take that decision.
Awful lot of fuss, Kevin. It seems an awful lot of fuss and an awful lot of expense for a fixed penalty notice.
I agree. I mean, you are unlikely. In fact, I know for a fact you'd be unlikely to get this level of investigative effort or staffing or levels of supervision, if you like, oversight for an attempted murder or a rape. You know, I mean, it's going to cost money, and it's investigators being taken away from other stuff. But such is the political nature of it, and the pressure on the Metropolitan Police to be seen to do something. And of course, it affects the integrity of the Prime Minister when all's said and done. Therefore, I think they've got to proceed as they are.